Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault, and today I'm going to make a video to answer a question I get from time to time. And that question is, why does my Glock pistol rattle? You know, when I first got into firearms, Glocks were one of the first guns that I guess I could say I collected. I own a few now, and I remember my first purchase when I really got into guns from an FFL was a Glock 17 Gen 3. And I noticed this when I was handling the firearm. Today I have a Gen 3 Glock 19 in front of us, but all the Glocks have this issue. And at first I was worried. Is there something wrong with my gun? Well, I'm going to show you what this rattle is and what causes it. So, as I mentioned, I have a Glock 19 Generation 3 here. We're going to go ahead and safety check this because I have to pull the slide back a number of times. So as you can see, the chamber is empty and I have visually inspected it, and the magazine is also empty, and we don't need this for right now, so I'll set this aside. So right now I have already pulled the slide back, which means that the striker, which is in the slide, is already caught behind the sear or the sear plate. So there's going to be a little bit of tension on that. Now, a lot of people don't know, but actually legally here in the United States, this is considered a double action pistol. I know it's a striker fired pistol, but for the purposes of US law, this is actually a double action pistol, because that striker is not fully cocked, and when you pull this trigger, it pulls that striker back a little bit more, and then the sear plate falls, allowing the striker to go forward. So that's one of the safeties that are in the Glock. Some people like that and some people don't. But when the gun is cocked, or essentially the striker is behind that sear, it doesn't rattle. There's no problem whatsoever and nobody worries about it. But, of course, I will safety check the gun again. If I pull that trigger, now that striker has already fallen into the chamber and it is not behind that sear plate. It rattles. In fact, I'm going to get this kind of close to the microphone here on my lapel, and you can hear that rattle. And a lot of people get a little bit concerned about that. Oh no, is there a part in my gun that is broken? Well, I'm going to show you what is causing this. So I'm going to go ahead and take the slide off of this pistol. And right back here, we have the bottom of the striker. And it moves a little bit. So as you can see, and maybe even actually here, it rattles. In fact, let me get this close to the microphone once again. And that's just because it's under no pressure. And so there's a little bit of metal on metal contact. However, when the gun is cocked and that sear plate or that sear engagement surface is actually pulling back on that striker just a little bit, so it would pull it back in this direction, it no longer rattles. So if the chamber is empty and you have dry fired the gun, this is able to move in that channel, causing that little bit of rattle. So that is what the rattle in your Glock pistol is. So right now, the striker once again is behind that sear engagement surface and there's no rattle. Of course, safety check the gun again, pull that trigger, and now it rattles. And so I hope this answers a question that I get a lot from a lot of people. And no, your Glock is not broken. That rattle is supposed to be there, and that's what causes it. So I hope this helps somebody in the future who was wondering. So let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching.